Mark coming back at you with another L.I.E lesson. This one's a follow-up to the one that Brad just posted on our song, A Beautiful Lie. One thing I want to point out first is that we use a concept called rubato, and specifically tempo rubato. And what that means is the band basically speeds up and slows down to accent the expressiveness of the songs. The way A Beautiful Lie starts out is very heavy, it's very dark, and it's very slow, and we let the emotional impact build over time to make it seem a lot more natural, like a person is expressing themselves, becomes heavier over time as they think these thoughts, comes back down, and you just see the progression of that from the very start of the song to the very end of the song. My approach to this song was to add dimension and texture. Brad's piano part was big. He was playing big chords, and when thinking about how I'm going to add guitar to it, I didn't just want to add straight block chords or arpeggios or anything else that would just kind of like fill the space. I wanted something that actually just made the space different. And the way I did that is my pedal set up and just like the way I ended up using different techniques on the guitar. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the pedals that I use. My basic setup is going to be my chorus ensemble Boss CE5. The second one is the Keeley compressor. And the third one is the Tumless Whomper. I use the Tumless Whomper as a clean boost. I don't really want to get any overdrive. I don't want it to really distort the sound. I just want to add it a little bite, boost up my volume, boost up my treble a little bit so that I can cut through in certain points of the song, especially when you're playing against another choral instrument like a piano. And Brad is tuned a little bit more mid-range, so I get myself a little bit more in the treble range. And then kind of the kicker for this song, I added my Boss Reverb RV6 set to spring reverb. And that's what really took it into that separate dimension to like the space where it was initially with just, if you're just vocals and piano, to adding that guitar part that just kind of is like it just adds texture and dimension to change the song in very subtle ways. So I'm going to start with the verse part. Brad's piano comes in, Abe starts singing, and then right kind of as we turn around, I just come in on that last D chord. And the whole point of that is to do like a very light rake where I'm picking lightly. I'm just picking 3 notes on a chord, and then I'm really focusing on my chord inversions based on where Brad is going. And the tremolo bar just adds that little like vibrato feel to it. So everything is kind of sustained, but nothing draws you away from what the piano's doing and what the vocals is doing. It just really adds dimension to the song. So as Brad mentioned in his video, the entire song is one chord progression, so it kind of becomes incumbent on the musicians to think of different parts at different points of the song to really like accent the feeling of Abe's lyrics, create a really big build and a resolution. So in the very first part of the song, I was kind of doing that light rake. I was using the tremolo bar. Once we get into the chorus part, I play a lot harder, and I'll show you real quick. So again, the whole point of that is it's to create a different feel for the chorus section, to complement what Brad is playing, and to make sure we can like capture how we rise up in dynamics. Again, like I said, the rubato of the song is where we start to speed up, and it's like you almost need to get a lot more aggressive in that feeling than just leave it really light. So that's why the guitar part has a major change, and then it just turns around in the verse again back into just... So next up is Brad's solo. I didn't want to play the same part again. It's a lot more improvisation than it is just straight playing a part. And again, the reason of that is because it's all about the performance at the time we're doing it rather than just perfecting a single part. So instead of just kind of hanging out, I'm actually going up the neck the entire time instead of going up and coming back down, and I'm playing arpeggio, so I'm going... And this is really the important part of triads, as that I had in another lesson, and knowing how to invert the triads up the neck, because I mean we just have 3 chords here, but if we really want to improvise, if we really want to add to what the other musicians are doing, you have to be able to acclimate, you have to be able to like match what they're doing. And so I mean if you're A, you have D, then you have F. And during Brad's solo part, I basically just kind of thought of where I was going to go. I heard him play, and I heard the intensity of what he was playing, and all I tried to do was match that. I didn't play a static part. I just tried to match that intensity, and of course, Brett was matching that intensity. Dan Schulman on bass, he was matching that intensity, so I didn't feel like I had to play a straight part. I just wanted to make as much emotion as possible to complement it, and I thought the best way was because Brad is playing about in the more middle range of tones, so I just played higher. That's why and then just come back into the verse part as it ends the song.